Hi, and welcome to VE Solutions. My name's Alyssa Beck, and I'm the HR director here. We're so glad that you picked VE as your place of employment. And today I'd like to take the opportunity to discuss our cultural values. So, about 10 years ago, we surveyed our workforce on the values that were most important to them. They had 10 votes. They could place all 10 in one particular value, or they could spread them throughout. Our executive staff also participated in the survey, and theirs was not anonymous, which allowed us to look at the results to determine that 10 out of the 11 values that were chosen aligned, which made our cultural journey a much easier path to pave. We then pulled together small focus groups of employees from different departments to come up with our 5 core values we have today, which are family, growth and recognition, authenticity, collaboration, and innovation. So let's jump into the definitions of each of those values. So, family, we value our relationships by treating everyone with dignity and respect. Growth and recognition, we celebrate wins, big and small, driving us to develop and advance. Authenticity, we strive to be transparent in our thoughts and actions. Collaboration, we work together to achieve our common goals. And innovation, we develop and execute creative solutions that drive value for our customers. So, when you ask our workforce to describe our values, most employees will start with family. And let's face it, we're with our work families at times more than we're with our traditional families. So, we try to make VE a fun place to be. Here's just a few examples of ways that we support our family value. One is through free Friday lunches, where we're either providing a catered meal or a food truck for employees to enjoy a free lunch on us. Around the major federal holidays, our management team holds holiday cookouts where we grill out hamburgers or hot dogs. And it's an opportunity for employees to gather together. And when the weather permits, have an opportunity to play cornhole or basketball outside or just hang out and get to know each other. On a quarterly basis, we pull together employees that celebrated a birthday within that month, and they meet with myself and Matt Shane, our CEO, and we uh, get a good mixture of employees that may or may not cross paths with one another during their day to day, which allows us to get to know each other in a different setting. We play some games, get to know you games, and then enjoy some Dairy Queen ice cream cake. Each year, we hold a holiday party at an event center where we provide a catered meal, music, entertainment, and of course, offer some great raffle prizes. It's an opportunity for employees to bring a plus one and for us to give back to them and thank them for a great year. Each summer, employees and a guest are invited to either a picnic or a Guardians game or even Cedar Point to, again, get to know each other in a outside work setting, and we even try to get tickets to other Cleveland events such as the Cavs and the Cleveland Monsters. Some other family-friendly events that we put on here are our Trunk or Treat Fall Fest, where employees bring their kiddos dressed up in costume. They got to go trick or treat and play some games. We even held annual Halloween costume contest within the company where employees compete either as the best department costume or best individual costume for prizes. We host a Polar Express night where our CEO, Matt, dressed up as the conductor. Joe Morris, our HR manager, dressed up as Santa, and our accounting manager, Jen Morris, was Mrs. Claus. We're always looking for ways to bring our VE families and traditional families together. So if you have any ideas, please feel free to share them with the events committee. VE Cares is our volunteer initiative, and that has anything to do with monetary, goods, or time donations. And some examples of volunteering activities we've done in the past are with the Boys and Girls Club. We threw the children a birthday bash, as unfortunately not all kids get to celebrate their birthdays. We even sponsored one of the clubs around Christmas and did a giving tree where employees donated gifts. And then we've donated our time and service at the Hope Lodge, which is an organization where cancer patients and their families stay while waiting for treatments. We serve them a meal. And then even through the Greater Cleveland Food Bank, we donated time and sorted food. Our Employee Relief Fund, or the ERF as we coin it, is a part of that VE Cares initiative, and that's where any of our monetary donations go. It's a homegrown fund that is completely funded by our employees, and it's for those that have fallen on hard times and need to ask for a loan to help with either a past due bill, um, housing payment that fell behind, or any other unexpected expense. And I'm proud to say that about 90% of those that borrow from the fund do either repay it through a payroll deduction or pay it forward during one of our fundraising initiatives where we put on either bake sales, raffle off baskets, and hold a annual VE home days where there's a dunk tank and other games that employees can pay to play and raise money for the ERF. And lastly, we'll hold VE meetup events, and these are events that are put on outside of work hours. And some examples of recent ones we've done are with the Cleveland Zoo, and also played a game of paintball on a Saturday. So in this slide, I'm going to review ways that we support growth and recognition. And our Spot Award program is one of the best ways that we do that. And it's a peer-to-peer or a manager-to-peer recognition program where employees get nominated for either going above and beyond or really living our core values. There's a write-up that's submitted to the executive management team that reviews these on a weekly basis. And then during those meetings, we determine a gift card amount that would be awarded to that employee. They get a plaque and their picture taken, and it's posted then on our Paylocity community page for all to see their recognition. Career conversations is what we do here at VE Solutions rather than your traditional performance reviews. This allows our managers to talk to their employees to get a better understanding of where their career goals are, what their aspirations are within the company, and how we can help carve that path for them to attain those goals. Which dovetails nicely into promoting from within. I would say that we really do a great job here of promoting from within. We have several success stories of employees that either started out on our shop floor and migrated into a customer service role or technical support role. We've even had employees that started in our production environment and are now a supervisor over the production area. We've even had employees work at our electronic repair department, move their way into technical writer, got promoted into a product manager, and also promoted then into a strategic purchasing agent. So just a few examples of ways that we really do value promoting from within. And then leadership training is another initiative that we have for our growth and recognition here at VE. We're always looking for training opportunities to grow our leadership team as well as our future leaders. And it's either through a book club or a formal training opportunity. And this just allows us to help develop and hone in on those manager and supervisory skills. So, authenticity is a value that came out of the words courage and trust. And because it takes both of these words to really have the confidence to speak up and have a voice or a say, that's how we came up with authenticity. And the way that we encourage that within our workforce is through our quarterly town hall meetings. And these are meetings that are hosted by Matt, our CEO, and myself, where there's no other members of management in the room. It's just the department of employees that you work with. And we are there to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is our way to gather feedback on things that are going on in the department, take a pulse on what's working, what's not working, where we might want to spend some more time or focus. And then without tying back the loop, provide some feedback to help improve some of those areas. Because we like to say, what happens in here stays in here, similar to Vegas. We then also hold all company meetings around those town halls where it's an opportunity for us to share a business update, give feedback on some common themes that came out of the town halls, share employee anniversaries, any upcoming events, welcome new hires to the company, and address any other questions or concerns that employees may have. And then an open door environment, we thrive in an environment where employees can feel comfortable and speak to anyone. There's really no hierarchy here. We're a pretty flat organization. And if you wanted to set up a one on one meeting with Matt, our CEO, he would welcome that opportunity along with anyone else on our executive team. Collaboration. So, some examples of how we work together here at VE are through Kaizen events, which is a Japanese term in manufacturing, which means continuous improvement. We get employees together that work in the department and employees that have never worked in the department together to focus on eliminating waste. So, their job is to identify and eliminate any unnecessary steps that they see in the process. They're improving the productivity within that work cell, reducing efforts and costs when they can, and then enhancing the quality of the product that comes out of there. And of course, teamwork is encouraged, which allows for that collaboration to really thrive. We even have a 5S initiative, and the 5S's are sort, straighten, shine, standardize, and sustain, where we encourage employees to keep their workplaces clean and organized, labeled, and free of clutter. We put surprise monthly 5S audits on when employees have no idea that we're coming to inspect their workplace. And if they are the department that has the best score, they get that opportunity to win a prize. And it's a great way for team building to take place and take pride in their work. And then lastly, we have our Paylocity community page. And this is where you're really going to find your company information. We like to look at it as our living bulletin board. So it's your source to find out different company events that are happening, acknowledge any birthdays or anniversaries, babies and weddings. This is where you're going to find your posted information. So make sure you're checking that on a daily or at least weekly basis to see what's going on. And it's very similar to any other social media platform that you're on, where you can post or even comment or like that comment as well. We want it to be interactive. We have different groups that you can participate in the community page, one of which is our VE Marketplace, where employees can post items for sale, offer up services, or even post for a ride share opportunity. And our last value that we're going to discuss today is innovation. And some of the ways that we really look to be innovative is starting with our Gemba walks. And Gemba is another Japanese term that refers to the actual place of or location where value is created or the work is performed, which is traditionally on our manufacturing floor. So on these Gemba walks, it's a group of leadership and employees where we go and visit Gemba, observe the processes of the employees firsthand, engage with those workers, ask them questions, and try to identify areas of improvement. These walks allow us to get a deeper understanding of their process, identify those problems and the root causes to those problems, and then hopefully implement solutions and improvements to make their day-to-day a lot easier. It also is a great way for us to foster a culture of continuous improvement. And lastly, we have a suggestion and questions group also out on Paylocity, where if employees have a suggestion or they have a question they'd like to pose, they can post it here. It's submitted to the HR team, and then that team is going to disseminate the question to the appropriate party and get you some feedback on your question or suggestion. So I hope you learned a lot more about VE Solutions and our cultural values today. Again, we're happy that you have joined our VE family, and we look forward to making more memories with you.